Now I'm going to tell you another Mulla Nasruddin tale called Across the River. Now it is pretty short. Yeah. Mulla Nasruddin was fishing. It was peaceful by the river and he was looking forward to taking home a couple of plumfish to cook for dinner. Of course, if he caught a few more, he could invite the neighbors around to eat. And if he caught a big basketful, he could ask the whole neighborhood. Interesting, it talks about the description of why Mulla Nasruddin is fishing.
Oi! A shout disturbed his peaceful daydreaming. Can you hear me?
A man was waving from the opposite riverbank. How can I get to the other side of the river?
There's the man who is waving and he is questioning the mullah.
He called, "There are no ferry boats here." Mulla Nasruddin looked up without moving his rod. "I don't know why you need a ferry boat," the mullah replied. "You're already on the other side of the river." But how could Mulla help? Come to think of it, it would have been nice if the mullah helped the man, but there are no ferry boats here. There's nothing. No. How can the mullah help him? He only has a small fishing rod that can crack into pieces if the man tried climbing on it. Of course, the man can't go on the other side of the river, so Mulla replied to make his mind turn around. Like that.
But I think he could have used a tree log, to put it in a sort of a way that he could use it as a bridge and just climb it over.
But
he should have tried something, but he didn't want it to do. He was busy daydreaming and he wanted to avoid the question and he didn't want to help that man, so he just
made him go the other direction. But Mama, the common sense, he is not that strong enough to pull out a branch from the mighty tree, so how could he help him? And if he was able to but he still didn't do it, it must be that he was daydreaming.
So that's how he moved the question around, by saying that you are already. He couldn't help him. He simply said that.
Or he could have just ignored the person entirely.
So
I hope you like this story. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye. Now I'm going to read another Mulla Nasruddin tale called Is It Possible? The Emperor Timur summoned Mulla Nasruddin to the royal court. "Ah, Mulla," he said, "I want you to meet these 3 wise scholars. They have traveled the world and they claim that no man knows what they do not. I've told them you can tell them something they don't know. I hope you can, Mulla, because you have seen what happened to those who let me down." The Mullah.
So here's the king, and look how authoritative he looks and how he is talking to Mulla. And just look at our Mulla Nasruddin here.
And the Mullah gulped. Mulla looks nervous in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's small compared to the king. Okay. "Well, Mulla," Timur asked, what do you say?"
"Your Majesty," said Mulla Nasruddin, "must I enter this competition? I have not traveled the world, nor do I claim to know a lot about it."
Timur laughed. "I know you will produce something from that head of yours to save it from being chopped off." He signaled to 3 wise scholars and they stepped forward.
3 scholars.
One is a woman and the other 2 are men.
Okay. And they claim, what do they claim?
They claim that they know everything and no man knows what they do not.
Okay. And he's saying to Mulla that the king is saying that I can chop your head off. So sure, Mulla is nervous.
"How many stars are there in the sky?" asked the first scholar.
As many as the hairs on my donkey, replied the mullah.
How can you be so sure? Asked the first scholar.
Count them and you will see, the mullah snapped.
The first scholar stepped back. How many hairs are there in my beard? Asked the second scholar.
Exactly the same number as there are in my donkey's tail, replied the mullah.
How can you prove that? Challenged the second scholar.
Personally, I need no proof, said Mulla Nasruddin. But if you do, you are very welcome to fetch my donkey and count them yourself.
Scholar number 3 pursed his lips and furrowed his brow. He stroked his beard, then folded his hands and spoke with a high and mighty air. But is it possible, my friend, to count the hairs on a donkey's tail?
And the mullah replied, Is it possible, my friend, to count the stars in the sky?
So you can see the mullah outsmarted all 3 wise scholars, and the king didn't do anything to him. That's how the mullah saved himself by giving. He must be grateful for his donkey. That's one of the reasons why his donkey is one of the reasons why he got saved from making his head chopped off.
And he's saved in many situations by his donkey. So he's a smart man, no doubt, Mullah Nasruddin. Okay, and there are some questions that are better left alone. Better left to be left alone.
Yes. And so this is the end of our video. But wait, there will be more Mulla Nasruddin tales coming to you. I hope you liked this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Bye.